I should sit up.
Hi, everybody. So we are live now with myself, Simone Milasas, and we have Miss Wendy Mulder. So welcome, Wendy.
Yay!
So how's your day going in Australia? You're in Brisbane right now, right?
Yeah, Brisbane. Yeah. No, it's been amazing. The weather is absolutely incredible.
I
Like,
know.
gosh, I went down to the forefront, and I couldn't get a park. It
Yeah,
was just
it's
it's
beautiful. It's up in Prigian Beach. It's absolutely gorgeous. I went to the beach this morning. It was just wonderful. So I want to ask you a few sort of like rapid fire
Yep,
questions.
yep, go for it.
People can find out a little bit more about you, Wendy.
Yep.
I've known you for quite some time. You've been an amazing contribution to me in so many different ways. So, but one of the first questions I wanted to ask you is, how did you find Access Consciousness?
Oh, that's a cool question. Yeah, I was actually writing my first book, Learning from Grief, and we were in the middle of it, and we just got this email, which was just so amazing. It was like, what if you could imagine that everything was possible, and nothing was impossible? And it was like, oh, I'm going to go to that. That was so cool. And then we had this like clearing night when they used to just do all clearings.
Yeah.
And it was, and it was like, oh my God, this is so hokey pokey weird, but there was something in the energy of it. It was just like, I want to go find out more.
It's funny. The first time I went to an intro night of Access, I sat there and I listened to this guy, and he was like, clearing night. So basically what Wendy's talking about is like when you have a clearing night, it's like you ask questions, whatever. It's like, it could be topical, could be on money, relationships, family, whatever. But getting to that place of unlocking anywhere that you have this stuck point of view and using the clearing statement. And
Yeah.
I remember going, what the hell is going on? And I had no idea. But the next day I woke up and went, I'm different. And there was more of a sense of peace in my world and a relaxation that I hadn't had, oh God, I don't know, since I was a child. So it is funny because I was like, what the hell is this stuff? But
Yes.
it's brilliant. And, oh my God, it changes so much. So then what made you choose to become a certified facilitator?
Well, in the beginning, it was just like I wanted to do more personal development on myself, because I was just like, well, this gets better and better and better. And so I never actually, when I first did it, I never actually, I was not like, oh, I'm going to be a facilitator, I'm going to teach it. It was more that every class I went to, it just got better and better. And it was just this whole unraveling of all these areas of where I just wasn't even aware of it stuff. And then eventually I was like, oh, yeah, this is something cool. Yeah, this is, but it wasn't my original choice. It was just more like I just kept going and kept choosing more and more.
I kept going to classes, and I was doing it because every single time I went and used the tools, my life changed. So I was like, well, and Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, kept referring to it and saying, oh, when you're working with clients. And I was like, I'm not working with clients. This is for me. And 6 months later, there I was in Houston, Texas, at a facilitator's class, because I was like, my God, this has changed my life so much. I'd like other people to know that they can change their lives too.
Well, I think that was it, because it was so, once you do this classes, and it was also easy and so simple, and how much we already, knew it once we're given, the questions and the tools. It was so cool.
Exactly. Well, the mantra of Access is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. I'm just going to put it down there as well. And it's like that, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. That was one of the things that just unraveling so much, because it's like, oh, the good, bad, and the ugly. It's like all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite tool at the moment, Wendy? What's your go-to tool?
Oh, that's really easy. Because it's probably that one. It's probably all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
There you go. This wasn't set up.
No. Because it's all of life. You know what I mean? It's all of life. It's the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's such a beautiful energy to be able to say it, like, or just, and to be it. All of life comes to me, or comes to us with ease, joy, and glory.
Yeah, I notice when I use the mantra of Access Consciousness as well, it takes you out of that place of having to like work out the how or figure something out. It's like puts you into question. And that's so much of what we talk about in Access Consciousness is asking questions. What if you didn't have to have the answer? What if it was about being the question.
Yeah. Love it.
So what is the greatest change that you have seen with someone, it could be yourself, etc., with the client?
Wow. Well, I know for me, there's just been so many changes. Like, it just gets better and better. And I think, and then seeing someone, I think the biggest one too is seeing someone in, like, having no choice in their world, and then all of a sudden, going out from a class or a session, and that they actually have that joy in their world, or even if it's just a smile, that they know that they can choose something different. And that's the wonderful thing. Like, that whole energy of choice is just, it's a magical, and so many people don't even think that it's possible. And Access has shown me that is a possibility, which is just such a cool gift.
Yeah, well, one of the tagline that we use in Access Consciousness is empowering you to know that you know.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of people when they say, oh, if I only had a choice, or I didn't have a choice. And what I would invite you to do is look at that the next time you go to that point of view of thinking that you don't have a choice. And it's like, if you weren't thinking about it, what do you know? And what if you did have a choice? Like, every single thing you've created in your life so far, you created it because you chose it. So if there is a place that is, where you are being limited, it's like you're the one that's choosing that limitation, and you get to be the one that chooses to change it. So what would you like to change today? Like, what would you like to choose?
Yeah, so, I love that. Yeah.
What would be your favorite Access Consciousness book?
Oh, The World of Freedom, World of Choice. It's just a little one by Mr. Gary Douglas. And it's not very big, but it's just got these, like, every line is just like, whoa. And that's really one of my targets, the world of choice, the world of freedom.
So you are also an author, though. You have written a few books. What's the names of your books?
So it's Learning from Grief. And the second book is Dying Happy, The Gift of Choice.
Okay. And people can also find out more about your books, etc., and everything you do on the website I've just put below, kindnesswithgrief.com. Yeah. One of the things I would like to thank you for, and I know that the Learning to Grieve one, you actually ended up taking that book to a prison in Brisbane. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, like what occurred and how that showed up?
Well, it was absolutely amazing, because that's how I actually had the introduction with the book, and then it just blew right. And I mean, that's that beautiful one of where you just keep following the energy. You don't have a conclusion of how it's going to look. And then when I was there, and then they're just like, oh, what's possible that we could, and in the book it talks about bars, and they're just like, well, what's possible if we could do this for the prisoners as well? And then, it just more and more.
So you ended up going in there with another facilitator, and you would facilitate bars every second Wednesday or something, right?
Yes, we did for nearly 12 months.
The hardened criminals in there. And I love the stories of you saying how, the lady was saying on Wednesday mornings they used to wash their hair because they knew that they were having you guys coming in there and touching your head and running bars, etc. But the thing that I loved about that, Wendy, is yes, you did follow the energy, and you had this book, you took it into the prison as a possibility that they could have as a tool in there, and then ended up teaching bars. And some of the reports we got back from there were just amazing. Like, with these men saying, this is the first time I've walked into the mess hall and I didn't want to fight. Like, violence wasn't in my first step, or the first night that I slept the whole way through, I didn't have this fear, etc. I remember reading one guy's testimonial, and he said, I now know what I want to do when I get out of jail. I want to be a bars facilitator. That's friggin' cool. Like, giving people a different possibility and a different choice. And that is so much what Access Consciousness is about. We have many, many classes, and I've just put the link there too if you want to meet Wendy Mulder. She's based in Brisbane, Australia, accessconsciousness.com/Wendy Mulder. And what classes do you have coming up?
So, well, actually tomorrow I have the body process class. but I have more body process classes coming up because I love just being with the bodies. And I also have some Being You classes with Living Happy and Dying Happy, because, why not? And so, yeah, so they're all there. So, yeah, love to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You are so wonderful. And I highly recommend if you can get your butt to a body class with Wendy to do that. She does body work on me on a regular basis, and my body is incredibly grateful. And I'm very, very, very lucky. So Wendy, thank you so much for joining me here today on this quick little rapid fire. And guys, if you like this, please like it, subscribe. We do lots of different, little mini interviews with the certified facilitators down under, because we would like you to get that every single one of you, there is a different possibility available, and you don't have to be fucked up in order to come to access consciousness. It's like you can try something greater. One of the tools that I've been using recently is every day asking, it's like, what would it take for me to be greater today than I was yesterday? Because how many times do we create that place where we become complacent rather than, you know what, I can be greater today than I was yesterday. I can be happier today than I was yesterday. I can have more joy in my world today than I was yesterday. It's like, what if you keep increasing your life and asking for greater possibilities rather than, being satisfied with the mediocrity? Because we're not mediocre. It's like, let's live.
Yes. Absolutely. And thank you so much for inviting me to, Simone, because
you're so welcome, Wendy. I adore you.
Me too. And you're such a contribution.
Amazing.
You. I'm so glad you're still in Australia.
Well, me too, actually. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, cool.
So thank you so much. And I will, I'll see you soon, and have fun tomorrow at your class.
Yes. Mwah.